Hello, class. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Justin Serrano, and we're here in week 6 looking at the situational factor approach. In our prompt today, we're looking at and leaning into Lewin's force field analysis and then Milgram's electric shock study. I'm going to take us back a couple of weeks to week 4 when we were asked to, describe an unethical situation that we were in. And to give you a little, background, I used to work as a vendor in a big store that a lot of people know, and I was getting generating leads for the company that I was with to go to these customers' homes to provide a service. In my time there, I was only at certain locations for like stunts of 3 months and then moving another one to another one. So I was I was pushed toward unethical behavior because I, and the unethical behavior was I would generate my leads, but then I would go off into the store and just talk with people. And I really enjoy people, so I really want to get to know people. So I was driven by my social need, which is a personal one. I didn't have supervision oversight, which was an environmental one. Um, I think because I was a top performer for my company, that I also felt like there was a fairness to me doing what they asked me to do, and then because I already fulfilled it, to do more stuff, like whatever floated my boat at the time, which would have been a personal one. And then also, I think because this store also had items that I was curious to know what they had, and maybe I'd purchase it after my shift. That also was like a driver to like explore the place, um, and that would be a personal one too. Things that kept me away from unethical behavior. I loved the job. I really enjoyed it. I liked going to places like, being independent. And and so that would be, um, I guess that'd be an environmental one because I like being at these locations. I just enjoyed it. Um, Two, I was really proud of my performance. I did really well. I was really good at what I did. So I was really proud, and that made me feel good about performing well at the job, which would be conducting my services as intended, which would be personal. I also, along in the same thought, I the customers that I actually got leads from, I really wanted to make sure that they were satisfied with their service and make sure that I gave them everything they want, which I believe would be a personal one. And then last one, let's see. Um, I think just because I had strong values of like, I didn't want to. I don't know if it's the same thing, but I didn't want to like lose my job, so I made sure to hit the marks when I needed to. I don't know if that's the same as loving the job and the environment, and then also loving like wanting to keep the job. So that I think that's personal. I'll just go with that. And then Milgram's electric shock study. So, what conditions would be most likely for me to resist an authority uh, who asked me to act unethically? I'm very strong-willed, so if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Um, Also, I think about if this is from a different class, but this grandma on my conscious, if it says to me that this is not appropriate or unethical, and and it's aligned to my own moral, ethical, I won't do it. And and then lastly, I want to be a better person, so I want to make sure that whatever I do and whatever my name's associated with is going to be stamped with good and not anything else. So those are the three things that will resist from unethical stuff. And then what conditions would most likely for me to obey to do unethical things? I think this is the whole trolley scenario. If I listen, there has to be some um, alternative thing that's even worse. Um, if I'm blinded by ignorance, I'd possibly act unethically. And then last one, let's see. Why would I bait something I don't want to do or I don't think is ethical? Um, if I'm manipulated, one ignorance and then the other one's manipulation. So those are the three that I think would have me act unethically. And then if I'm a manager, so I was thinking about this. First, I want to be I want to have communication and role expectation laid out as a strong foundation so that they don't just listen to me. There is a clear cut understanding of what is expected for them. And I want that to be, not just said to them. I want them to have that available to them if they need to, whether it's on, email or, in a some sort of like system that they have access to. And the other one is I want to be a servant leader, so I want to model all of the stuff that I do, and then also give reason to why I'm doing it. So you can talk about the elephant and the rider, but I don't just want to be an elephant and rider. I want to be in front of maybe a troop of elephant and riders and show them this is what we're doing, and then let's talk about it. Let's give space for that kind of thing. So I think so. Setting clear role expectations, having it very transparent, having it modeled to them, having an onset of what looks successful, having an offset. So if they don't know what success looks like and they don't find what onset is, what success looks like, show like let them know like this is what it is to not do it right. So then they don't need to think of or have like an interpretation of how far in the lines they are. So yeah, thank you so much. My name is Justin Serrano. Have a wonderful day.